Hello, Magdi. Thank you so much for giving yourself the time, for giving me your time for this video. This is so important. Like I said before, this video allows me to know what works so that I can keep on working with that with my clients, where you were and where you are now after finishing and graduating from your program. And this is very important because it's a testimonial for people out there that could relate to possibly where you were and where you are right now. And like I said before, this is very sacred for me because it was a testimonial that actually saved my life, that made me see that what I thought was impossible is possible. So this is a way for other people to see what is possible for them as well. And in the third part is basically a very simple question that is like, okay, why, who would you recommend this for and why? Okay, so let's start with the first one. But first of all, let's talk about a little bit about yourself. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Yeah. Feeling fresh and optimistic and recharged. Yeah, ready to go.
You
Can't
just
wait.
came back. You just came back from a very, very important 1 week of really, really high vibration, right?
Amen. Yeah. It
That
was
is
an
fantastic.
amazing experience. Yes.
Excellent. Magdi, tell us a little bit about uh, after this 3 months of working together, almost 4 months of working together, right? What do you feel and what do you think what has been the thing that has supported you the most, that you have used the most, that has given you the best results? Whether it be our coaching sessions, the tools that I've shared. What is it that you feel has been the most important part and what has helped you the most?
Well, I mean, where do I start? There isn't there isn't one aspect of your coaching that I can recommend and say this is the one. Um, for me, it was quite honestly the whole package, the whole process, and not to exaggerate, that you have a big part in it as a energetic personality, human being. You bring yourself, you bring your presence. Your presence is for me, anyways. Your presence was very, very important. Your voice, your energy, your guidance. I could start from our weekly sessions. I truly looked forward to them, no matter how tough it was at times, because life goes on, as you obviously know. But it was one of my favorite things to get up to in the morning, just to hear your voice, just to have that voice beside you, and knowing that there is a way out from that turmoil that we all live in internally, that chaos that goes on in our heads, that voice that keeps on nagging, that yeah, that thing that we all don't know what it is, no matter how much exercise we've done, no matter how many courses we have taken, no matter how many sleeps we have done, no matter how many breaks we have done, no matter how many holidays we have taken, that very thing that just keeps keeping us stagnant. It's like, I think I mentioned it to you a few times. It's like being stuck in second gear, that you
Hmm.
cannot move forward to that next level, that next.
What do you think helped you move from there? Did you move from there, and what do you think helped you move from there?
I definitely did. I definitely went into third gear. For me, it was a lot of your breathing techniques, the bringing calming the mind down with your breathing techniques, and most importantly, I believe, is that starting the morning routine, that again, that morning technique that you teach before you even get out of bed. So that's a good start. I'm not going to mention too many things because they will have to see for themselves. But yeah, that first technique is waking up before getting out of bed. A few simple techniques, but very useful to get you out of bed and into the right path. And secondly is the purposeful agenda. And also it has you teach its techniques on how to write your agenda and then anchoring oneself. For me, I mean, again, I can go on and on and on how many teachings you have, but those are the very, very simple ones to get you started. And and I know you know this, I call it the $1 million recipe. So yeah, very simple steps. As soon as you open your eyes, when you first wake up in the morning, to heading over to doing your purposeful agenda. That for me was, again, $1 million recipe, which, not speaking of dollar value, but speaking of internal peace value, that you can face almost anything that you encounter throughout your day.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that, Magdi.
Of
And
course.
on that same note, we started working together first on the basic skills of emotional perspective workshop, right? And then you jumped into the full program. Where were you when we started working? Like, what would be your testimonial for people listening out there that could possibly relate to where you were and where you are now? Since we started working, what do you think was the transformation? Where you were before, right? What do you believe has been your transformation, and where are you now?
As you said that, I felt this vibration go through my whole body and up to my hair stood up. So that means we are in the right in the right place at the right time. Where was I and where I am right now? Wow, I wish we had a video of when I first started. Um, I was, yeah, as I mentioned again earlier, I was in a turmoil. I was living in turmoil and I didn't know what it was. There is unseen things that are internally engraved in us that, we need some guidance. We need we need your tools, and your basic tools. They're not difficult tools, and I think that's what a lot of people would doubt in stepping in. It's just everyone thinks it's this hard work that they have to do, but they're just such simple tools, simple methods, yet life changing. And I was stagnant. I was suffering internally. I didn't know what was wrong, if you may. I mean,
What
I'm
was
sure.
your family like? What was your family life like? Your work life like at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's just everything was chaotic. It was hard to pinpoint what was going on. Again, it was all internally. It was all our thinking, our minds, on how we overwhelm ourselves. And I don't want to make it too simple, but there is certain things that are dormant within us from the past, from childhood. I mean, and we went into that. Your teachings go into even our childhood traumas to cure the stories we tell ourselves, that not to disregard what has happened to you as far as traumatic events in your life, which I've had, and you know that. And I believe those things were part of my stagnation. They were holding me back. And I was an unhealed child walking in a man's body. And I had children of my own. And I've had a wife. I had these adult responsibilities, but yet I couldn't put two and two together to be able to live in harmony with my wife, with my children. And I wanted to so bad. And that was my main goal in my life. I just wanted to. Tears of joy. They're not tears of sadness, they're tears of joy. I was frustrated. I was hurt. There was turmoil internally, and I wanted to fix my children, my wife, but there was nothing wrong with them. It was just my thinking. It was just that internal, again, turmoil, that, call it trauma. And I have trauma, and we all do. And we all do. Some of us know it and some of us just don't know it. But it's engraved again. I cannot say it enough. There's things that are engraved within us that we cannot understand what the subconscious is yet. And yeah, so with your teachings, literally, we went in. It was again, it was not something that is super difficult. They were just simple tools that got into the subconscious, literally just cleaned and swept everything out, and just had a clean home. And you could breathe and appreciate my children better. I could connect with my children, my wife, my work, my money, my clients, just everything. And it was all me. It was all inside of me. Nothing to do with the outside world. It was all within me. It was the energy. It was the vibration that I was emitting into the world. I was this fireball walking around and just burning everyone. That's what everything was chaotic around my life. So one had to go internally, look inwards, and just accept, do a few simple steps, few simple routines every morning, every day, throughout your day. And your teachings, your techniques I've used and I still use as I go through my day. Just simple steps, and I get right back up again, and I keep moving forward with my day. And coming home from work, I still have that energy, that vibration, that love. I have enough energy, I have enough love to give, even after I've had a 15-hour, 16-hour day at work. Thank you for that.
Fantastic. How would you say is it? Thank you so much for sharing all this information, Magda. I think this is very precious. I have one more question regarding that. Like, if you were to say where you are now, looking back as to where you were before, how would you describe it? What would you describe your everyday life?
It's undescribable.
Yeah, everyone has a hard moment trying to put it into words.
It's undescribable. It is how can I describe it? I can describe it in my own way, and you might think that I'm ballistic. I just flow through life now. I just go with the flow. We are part of a larger energy that we just have to integrate within that energy, not resisting it. It's like the positive and the negative, right? I was doing this my whole life, and now I'm finally with it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Magdi. I think that is a fantastic way to put it in very simple words.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank
I,
you.
it's been amazing for me to have the experience to coach you.
Thank
Really,
you.
witness your transformation, be in your presence, and then also just witness how you have transformed your vital energy into this all integrating self that you are right now. It's just amazing. As a coach, it's been an honor and an amazing experience to witness. I am really, really grateful for having the opportunity to be together with you throughout this process so far and whatever comes next. It's
Wow.
been amazing so far. It's been really, really amazing. And
Thank you.
one more thing, Magdi, who would you recommend this for and why?
I would recommend it to anyone, anyone really, anyone that wants to be free, anyone that wants to hop into a vehicle of freedom, a vehicle of joy, a vehicle of serenity, a vehicle of peace, and a vehicle of harmony. And one of my last ones that I would like to put out there, maybe it can help someone to kind of make that decision to help them, just say, yes, I'm gonna jump in and get this done and live free, is the only way I can describe it. For maybe, I don't know, I have a feeling that someone out there that's gonna hear this needs to hear this. I got a download. Basically everything you've ever wanted, everything that I've ever wanted, that I was going and working so hard for. I worked so hard and it never happened. It never worked. The energy, I put so much energy into wanting that life balance, that money balance, that work balance, that basically everything. Now I just surrender, and everything I've ever wanted now is coming to me. I do not have to go to it anymore.
Fantastic. Fantastic. This is fun. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your testimonial. Thank you for sharing this information. Like I said, this is very valuable for me to know what works and feed it forward. It's very valuable for people that are looking into this video and listening to your testimonial to see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, whatever they're doing, there is a way out, right? And at the end, thank you so much for sharing your personal experience, right? And why you would share this experience with anyone out there, anyone and everyone that's listening to us.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you, Magdi. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we finish the video?
Yeah, I would like to add, let's change this world, and it starts within changing yourself.
Fantastic. Exactly. Thank you, Magdi.
Welcome. Yeah, take care. We will be in touch.